Morning, everybody. Welcome to Life Uncommon. I am Andrea Rodriguez.
And I'm Alita Sharp, and we are excited to have you with us this morning. Excited to be here. Yeah.
So, I'm a little bit under the weather. I feel like I've had a relapse. You know, I wasn't feeling too well. A couple of weeks, or was it last week or the week before?
Week before,
And I got caught in the rain, and I was in the air-conditioned room for a while. And so I think I was like, ugh. But I'm doing better than I was yesterday.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's good to see you up and about. How did the fundraiser go for Taste of Hope?
I think it went pretty well.
Good. There was a good turnout.
We had a good turnout, not as much as we had expected or we were hoping for, but definitely closer to that amount that we had in mind.
Okay, good.
And some people did have to cancel last minute that wanted to come.
Yeah.
So, but it was good. I think every year we sit back and we talk about what we could do to improve it and to make it better. And so we're going to be doing that soon, and just seeing, like, I don't even know how much was made or how we did on the auctions as yet, but I think we did good. We're not in the hole for sure.
Well, that's great.
So,
It was a lot of fun. We really
good.
had a good time, and you guys had the absolute best auctioneer.
Yes,
oh my goodness. I think if I'm ever going to do an auction, Burley Lamb has to do it. She was wonderful.
Yeah, she did an excellent job with that, and it was funny when she was like, you know, this can't even buy a Pampers.
I know.
What? You're saving a baby.
Yeah.
You know, so people, and so we're hoping to, by people that attended the Taste of Hope, to share with other people that didn't come this year, and to say, you know, next time you need to come. It was good, and because all of the proceeds goes right back into the center.
I love that.
It's one of our biggest fundraiser for the year because we're so busy. It's hard to do lots of little fundraisers. But yeah, I think we were all pleased with the turnout.
That's great.
How it went. So yeah, and I was going to say something else and I forgot. I'm going to be a little bit slow this morning. I have to catch up to get on top of things today. But we are live on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and if you guys want to share that link with your friends, please feel free to do that and let us know, you know, your thoughts and your comments on what we're going to talk about today. Now, last week we had mentioned that we were doing an inspirational woman.
Yes.
And unfortunately, she got sick and is not able to be here today. But nevertheless, we're going to have fun, and we have some exciting new stuff to share with you that we're going to be discussing today. So stay tuned and join in our conversations today. It will be good. You know, when Alita and I are together, we have fun.
We always have fun.
So we're at the end of October.
Yes.
And this entire month we've been talking about jump. What are your thoughts on this entire month and all the things that we've talked about and discussed on the show, or even read elsewhere and stuff like that?
Yeah, you know, I was just this month, some of the people that we had on, I was thinking about, just last week when we had, my mind is so blank, you know, because I was telling you, we were, both of us, I probably am working on maybe about 3 hours of sleep, because one of my projects we were working on late into the night. I was answering text messages. I think I answered one at like 4 a.m. and then said, I'm going to go back to sleep. And then he writes me, and so I'm going to go back to sleep. And so, you know, we were working on this. But Lorcia Moore, when she was here last week, and just how she was inspired, you know, by her grandmother and products, the coconut oil here in Belize, and her product was to solve a problem that she had, you know, and so whether it's to solve a problem that you have or somebody else has, or to teach something, and like with the book, that Belizean Storytime, you know, I was really inspired by that, and just seeing different people step out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, I had mentioned to you that I read, or I was listening to a YouTube video last night by T.D. Jakes. He was being interviewed about his new book, Soar. And it was a similar concept about like jumping, because he was talking about how, well, the part that I liked, he was talking about how God didn't make a table. People pray and pray, Lord, give me a table, give me a table, give me a table. But God made the tree.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, he made the tree. He provided the wood. He provided the materials for you to make the table, or to get somebody to help you make the table. So there's work that we have to do.
Yes.
You know, he plants the dreams in us. He gives us the gifts. He gives us the talents, and he provides the resources. You know, so we do pray, but we also have to work.
Yeah.
You know, and so when we take that jump, we can't just think, oh, God's going to catch me. There's the products that we had from Lorcia Moore, the Naturally Belize. So we have our part to do, and just like with Lorcia stepping out with her products and with things that you and I are doing, you know, we have to make it, be a part of making it happen.
And it seems to me that this month, I don't know what it is with this month, but I've seen a lot of people talking about launching. Look out for the new this.
Yeah.
Look out for this. Or announcing a bigger, you know, maybe they're expanding their business.
Right.
Adding new stuff. I saw Despise bringing out a new song.
Yes.
You know, so many people are, I mean, Roots and Honors, you guys are doing a Christmas CD.
We've got a Christmas CD, yes.
You know, so it's like, and not just in my circles, but all over. I've seen where people are really announcing their new venture, latest thing that they're working on, and I was very happy to see that. And Dion, my husband, he presented to a bunch of high school students this past weekend, or Thursday and Friday, I think, and he was talking about how the young people living now, how greater their opportunities are than maybe when he was growing up.
Right.
And he was, you know, pinpointing like different things, and just one of them was technology, the access that they have. And somebody had shared, I think it was somebody at our church shared, and he said that it's not the thing that you can't afford that will destroy you. It's the thing that you can afford that can destroy you if you allow it, because you become consumed with those things. And I thought about that, and I said, you know what, that's true. Because with technology, everybody has access to it. It's affordable. But a lot of people are allowing it to destroy them. You know, to rob them of their destiny, their dreams, whatever.
What a good point.
You know, and I said, that is so powerful right there. And so Dan was talking to them about that, about using it for good instead of allowing it to just be something that you waste time on. I'm like, you could go back to school. I mean, like, there are so many online schools. You could learn a new trade, a new skill. I've learned to do so many different things, and you know, I would say simple things like craft ideas and stuff. Just by going on Pinterest or YouTube. But if I want to learn how to do something, I just go on the internet. So the technology that has made like a wide open door for many young people and old people.
Everybody.
You know, so it is a great time, you know, to start to use the things that you have in front of you.
That is so powerful. And I do that too, whether it's YouTube or like you said, an online class. If there's something that I really want to do and try to figure out, I will get online. But thinking about the things that we can afford, those are the things that destroy us. And also because we get comfortable. We get comfortable with it, and we don't move forward into learning something new or trying something that we're not quite sure of.
Because, and I mean, and he went back to, he was talking about Solomon. He says, because, you know, that was what ended up destroying him. He could afford anything that he wanted.
Anything he wanted, that's true. That is so true.
He allowed and he was just talking how he broke all the different rules or commandments, and that was what led to his legacy. And he was talking about that, like, what will be your legacy at the end of your life? You know, you could be what people are saying now, very successful, you have everything you want, you're living, I said living large, you know, you're living big, but what will be your legacy at the end of your life? You know, are you going to carry that through? Do you just have lots of money but no integrity, no character, no real morals and stuff like that? And so I think that even ties in with what we've been talking about with jumping, because you need those things. Like, when you step forward, it is going to bring you into a new playing field, a new level, and you have to make sure that you have certain things that keeps you grounded, that will carry you through to that next, that will keep you I'm trying to find a word, that will keep you stable, you know, kind of. Right. Yeah. You know, you have things that will guide you as you go along from, because I do think God created us to go from level to level. And not to just
I agree with that. I agree with that. And you have to be willing to not just move to the next level, but let go of the grip you have on the level you're on right now. And that's a hard thing to do. You have to be willing to let go. And like you said, you know, technology, Facebook, everything, it's so easy to stay on it all day long, checking things all day long. And what could you do with that time? You know, I've tried I've been working this past few weeks about not being on Facebook like all throughout the day, just choosing a block of time to be there specifically, and then taking that time and using it to study or to write or to do something else which can help me grow.
Exactly.
You know?
All right, we have to take a break, and we will come back right after this. We would love to hear your thoughts and what you're doing to help you grow and to move to that next level, and we'll be right back.
Dad, I'll take Boardwalk off your hands for $1,000. It's almost triple.
Nope.
Okay, fine. I'll give you $2,000 plus the utilities. Take it or leave it.
Is that all you got?
Okay. I know you won't refuse this.
What's good barbecue worth to you? Grace barbecue sauce.
From the company who brought you Buen Dia freeze-dried coffee, Grace 100% pure Colombian coffee is made in Colombia, considered among the finest coffee regions around the world. Naturally freeze-dried, Grace 100% pure Colombian coffee is exposed to less heat than other coffee brands to preserve the flavor and aroma to make the perfectly convenient cup of coffee you deserve. Have a buenos dias with Grace.
Recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
Welcome back to Life Uncommon. We are live here in the studio at Plus TV, and we've been talking about jumping and growth and change and things like that in your life. And, you know, I think each one of us has creativity. I think that's a part of who we are, and that we all express it, you know, in different ways. I remember when I went to the TEDx event, and I believe it was Tanya McNabb who was speaking, and she was talking about how so many people say, you know, you need to think outside the box. But she was saying, you know, why don't we start thinking about what we can do with the box?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, everybody's trying to think outside, but what can we do with what you have, what you have
Exactly.
right in your hand?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. And it is true, because I think too what can hinder us, Alida, is when we start comparing with other people.
Yes.
Because I'm not as creative as
Right.
Alida is, so well, you know, you start downplaying your giftings and your talents. Like if I would sit here and say, well, I can't sing as well as Alida sings, you know, then what does that do for me? It doesn't do
Right.
anything for me. And I think a lot of people do that. They compare themselves with other people, or they envy somebody else's gift instead of saying, well, what is my gift, and embracing that and saying, how can I use my gift?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I don't know if we've said enough is this whole jumping thing doesn't have to do with a business.
Right.
You know, but
Right.
it can be maybe you've been thinking about fostering a child
Mm-hmm.
or adopting a child. You know, it could be maybe you're thinking of opening up, you know, a feeding program, or working at one, or taking some step that you've never thought of doing before until, you know, this idea maybe came to you and you saw a need, but you've been kind of holding back.
Yeah.
But what if you decided, okay, you know what, I'm not going to hold back anymore. I'm going to go forward. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the danger when people compare is that we always compare somebody else's best to our worst.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, because I know if I'm going to have a party, I'm going to ask Andrea to help me plan it, because I know nobody wants to come to a party I've planned, you know.
I doubt that.
No, seriously,
Yeah.
you think about different details. You've got design in mind. You have incredible gifts that I don't have. I have gifts you don't have.
Yeah.
And so we can't make those kind of comparisons with one another.
Yeah. And the ability to celebrate each other's
Yes.
gifts is rare.
Yeah.
And but it should be practiced more. We need to celebrate each other's gifts. We need to say, how can I help you get there? You know, and that is how it needs to be. But many times you hear people talk about this crab in a barrel mentality.
Yeah.
And sadly, it is still alive and strong and kicking, because we seem to think that if somebody moves forward with their dream, we will miss out on maybe fulfilling our own dream.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
That's not true. That's not true. And I think the other thing that stops people, or I guess to confess, the thing that can stop me at times, because I had a mini meltdown yesterday over one of my projects, and seriously, I did. You can ask my husband. But it was just, I was so overwhelmed with constructive criticism that I was getting. Not criticism that was trying to hurt me, but criticism that was going to make my project even better. You know? But it was like I was at a point where I've written, I've rewritten, I've edited, I've re-edited. I'm over it. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And he was saying to me, but I want this to be the best. You know, your name's on it, my name's on it, Merv's name's on it. We want it to be the best. So I think there's this fear, or this I don't know, I felt like I was holding myself back because I was tired of having everybody's critical eye over what I was doing. But we need those people in our lives. You know, we need those people that will tell us in a loving way, oh, that's a great idea. What if you looked at it this way? What if I helped you, you know, boost this up or pull that back? And we don't always want that. You know, we want to have all the answers for ourselves. And, you know, I told my husband yesterday, and I was saying it to my friend Merv as well, that I have to recognize that it's not me on the page, or it's not me in the project. That I have to separate myself from it, so that we can make it better. That because it's God's and not mine, and I need to take my hands off of it.
I'm glad you said that too, because that's what I've been telling myself and asking. And somebody was asking me, you know, if I'm nervous or how I feel, and I said, you know what? for, you know, a project that I'm working on as well. And I said, you know what, I've had to ask myself this question. Am I seeking glory for myself or glory for God?
Yeah.
And if I'm seeking glory for myself, I'm going to be a wreck.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be concerned with what people think, what they say. But if it is for the glory of God, if it's because my heart is to give Him glory, please, He doesn't need any defense. He can take care of it. It's for Him. It's not for, you know, for me. And so that's how I've managed to kind of, just whatever. It's not for my seeking glory for myself.
Exactly. And we have to take ourselves out of the equation. Because if you're doing it for, that was the thing that T.D. Jake said. Thank you for that prompt. He was saying if you're doing it for a purpose, then you can launch forward. But if you're doing it for a profit, then you're always going to be hustling. You know? So the purpose is pointing people towards God. You know, that's the purpose. I know with both of the projects that you and I have been working on recently, that the purpose is to point people towards God. So when you've got a purpose, you don't have to hustle because God is going to open the doors and provide the way.
And I think too that people tend to want to, I'm glad you talked about the hustling, because people tend to stay at the hustle part of life, and they feel like that is the norm, to just hustle. But I don't think so. I think at some point you have to decide if that is what you want to do, hustling for the rest of your life. I had posted, I was looking for it just now, I had posted a quote on my Facebook page, Andrea Lisa's page. I was listening to a video on Facebook, and then you know how automatically the next one pops up if you don't stop it. And this guy was like preaching, I think, and I was doing stuff in the house, and then he said something, and it just made me stop. And I'm like, whoa, that's really good. And I can't remember anything else that he said, but he said, if your pleasure isn't connected to your purpose, you won't feel fulfilled. And I was like, amen, brother. And I said, you know, I have to think about that one. Because what gives you pleasure? Is it connected to your purpose, or is it just you hustling, trying to get by with life and just trying to fill voids in your life? What are you seeking or pursuing? Does that connect somehow with your purpose, or is it just filling voids and taking up space, taking up time in our lives? And so I think that's a good question for all of us to ask ourselves. What are the things, like they say, you know, you'll never work a day in your life if you do what you love. You know, and I think it's similar to what he was talking is, do you love what you're doing? Is that something that you're supposed to be doing? Is that your purpose?
That's powerful. That's powerful. Well, I know for me, I feel like my purpose has changed over the years, and maybe you've seen this too, because of the different stages of life. You know, I remember when my purpose was educating my children, when my purpose was making sure that they felt nurtured and loved and were taken care of, and being a support to my husband. And now that our children are grown and gone, my husband and I have kind of switched roles, and he's being a major support to me right now, you know, whereas we were really pushing his career when he was out speaking and teaching and doing a lot of things, and now he's supporting me. So our purpose changes over the course of our lifetime.
And it has to do with knowing your seasons too. And we talked about seasons a while back, and for me, I think it's still such a relevant word, because then you know, like, you were able to identify that the purpose is shifting. You know, that purpose served for this season, but now it's shifting to something else. But imagine if you are still stuck trying to do something that had already run its course, then, you know, you wouldn't be able to do the things that you're doing now, because you're still longing or wanting to, you know, bring your kids back into the house. Let me teach them.
Lord. Oh, God.
So we will take another break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some of the fun stuff that Alita's been working on, and yeah, you'll be surprised. She's been doing some fun stuff, and you will hear all about it when we come back. Before we go to break, I want to say hi to my aunt in Texas. She is watching the show this morning. So hi, Auntie Yvette.
From the company who brought you Buendia freeze-dried coffee, Greece 100% pure Colombian coffee is made in Colombia, considered among the finest coffee regions around the world. Naturally freeze-dried, Greece 100% pure Colombian coffee is exposed to less heat than other coffee brands to preserve the flavor and aroma to make the perfectly convenient cup of coffee you deserve. Have a buenos dias with Grace.
Recipes, go to Grace Recipes. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
Cold, flu, sinus. For whatever ails you, Benjamin's, the right relief.
Turn ordinary into delicious with Grace Salad Cream. Make Grace Salad Cream a part of your recipes, in your Sunday meals, or use every single day. Try it in a sandwich or in eggs. After all, Grace Salad Cream is another fine product from Grace. For recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
Quality nutrition from generation to generation.
Bringing good taste to life.
Hey, Alita.
Come on in.
Hey.
Hey.
It's been a while.
I know, my goodness.
So, I hear you're a big fan of a show called Life Uncommon.
Yes, I am. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
what is it about?
It's a daytime show,
Okay.
and it empowers women to embrace the extraordinary and go against the grain of the common.
I really like the sound of that.
Yeah, I knew you would like it because it's a really fun show.
It sounds that way.
It's a mixture of tears and laughter and challenges and human interest stories.
Well, you know what? I might just give it a shot.
Well, let's go.
All right, let's go. Hi guys, Alita and I want to invite us on Tuesdays at 10 season of Life Uncommon on Plus TV. You do not want to miss what 2017 will be. It's going to be awesome.
It sure will.
Welcome back everybody to Life Uncommon. We are live here in the studios of Plus TV, and we are streaming live on our Facebook page as well. So if you are watching on Facebook, feel free to drop a comment, give us a like or share the link. Let us know that you're watching. We would love to hear from you this morning and your thoughts on this month that we've dedicated pretty much to talking about launching into new things and pursuing those things that you've had on your heart for a while. So Alita. So like I said before we went on to the break, there's been lots of activity happening in the background. Alita has been working very hard on some new projects, and she has three things that she's managed to do but she has an awesome team behind her that really helps to, I think, bring her stuff to life. But you've recently released a song called Exalt His Name.
Yes, Exalt His Name.
So tell me, so I'm going to turn into the intern, where earth, but tell us a little bit about what inspired you to write a song called Exalt His Name and what's it's about.
Well, I spent a season reading through the Psalms, and when I got to Psalm 34, that was the verse 34:3. Let us exalt His name together. Come magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt His name together. And as I was meditating on that verse, I usually after I read my Bible, I would go for a walk or go for a run. And the different names of God just started coming to me, and I just really wanted to be able to praise God. And so I get out my phone and start singing into it, just kind of doing a spontaneous worship time, because I think most of my songs or most of what I do happens for me first, because I felt like I wasn't really doing a good job praising and worshiping, and I was asking God to show me how to exalt His name. What does that mean? What does that look like? And so these different names of God reveal different parts of Himself, reveal different parts of His character, His power, His purpose, and who He is as God. And I felt like I was getting to know Him more intimately by studying these different names. And like I said, that spontaneous worship song turned into kind of transformed. I had the word morph in my head. I was thinking of what was projects, but it just kind of transformed into the song today, Exalt His Name. So that's where it came from, just out of my quiet time.
And that's the best place for it to come out from. And so we have a copy of the other CD that she's done, and we'll talk a little bit about this one too. But since Cyrilla done leaked the video,
he leaked a little portion
piece of it. Why don't we show that and come back and talk? But what you were seeing just now is the video for the song Exalt His Name that was also released this month as well.
Yes, and I really want to say that David Smith of In Awe Films did a great job with this video that you're going to see.
Exalt His name, let us exalt His name, Yahweh, Yahweh, we magnify Your name, Yahweh, Yahweh, we magnify Your name, Creator, Sustainer, Deliverer, Almighty God is He. Marvelous way, make a counselor. Let us give glory to the King. Rock of salvation, amazing friend. Worthy of praise is He. Usher foundation, the way, the truth. Come glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt His name. Let us exalt His name, Yahweh, Yahweh, we magnify Your name, Yahweh, Yahweh, we magnify Your name. Strength of my life, the Alpha, the Omega, Almighty God is He, the Ancient of Days, the Anointed One. Let us give glory to the King. Consuming fire, Emmanuel, worthy of praise is He. High priest forever, the Lord of Lords. Come glorify the Lord with me. God is He. Oh, Yahweh, worthy of praise is He. Oh, Yahweh, Almighty God is He. Oh, Yahweh, worthy of praise is He. Magnify your name, Yahweh, Yahweh. We magnify your name, Yahweh, Yahweh. We magnify your name, Yahweh, Yahweh. We magnify your name, we magnify your name, we magnify your name, Yahweh. Yahweh.
Now, bye. Okay,
There we go.
there we go. So that was the video, and I think that they did an awesome job with, doing that. And I loved how they made the Yahweh flip. I would never think that it would look like you could have the same spelling thing.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's called an ambigram, where it looks the same.
Stop using big words at me.
No,
lady.
I'm not. Tom taught me that one because that was his idea. He wanted it to spin around. And
All right, Tom, with your big words and big ideas. Yeah. I really like the how, Tom is just really a part of all the stuff that's going on. And I think that is a key part of people when they're jumping to have that support and having people, supporting them. So, yeah, I think they did a really good job with it.
yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I am blessed, I feel like, to have a husband who is supporting me. He stands by my side, he's got my back, he's just there for me. And I know that, you and I have kind of talked about, like, with female Christian artists, where are they? But I've asked a few friends about that, and part of it is some of them don't get the support they need, because the husband wants them at home, or they don't want them stepping out, or for whatever reason, they don't always get the support they need. And I feel blessed that I have a supportive man in my life.
Yeah. And I do too. I have to say that.
Yeah.
But that is what I think makes us successful, when we have that. And I feel sorry for the women whose husbands feel insecure that they won't let their wives step out and to pursue some of those things. I mean, I tell Dion all the time, my husband, for those of you who don't know who Dion is, but I tell him all the time, I know people might think that he's jealous or I'm jealous because we're always together.
Right.
But that's how we like to roll.
Yeah.
We prefer
to roll out together.
To do that. And but it is something that we, from day one, I think, if it wasn't because of Dion's prompting and pushing and nudging and saying to, kind of do that, I think he set me up, because I was ready to kind of stay in the shadows, and he slowly pulled me out and gave me responsibilities, and was like, why don't you go and do that? Or why don't you do this? And I'm like, before I realized, I was comfortable doing those things. Yeah. And he's been in the shadows, kind of just applauding and cheering me on, and and I think it's very important that women have that, and vice versa.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Have to say vice versa.
Yeah, because I know we have men that watch the show too. But as you were talking, I was just thinking about how wonderful it is to have a husband who's pushing you forward or a man in your life that's pushing you forward, instead of one that's trying to hide you in the corner and not want anybody to know that
exactly
anything about you.
Yeah.
So I really feel fortunate.
And women do that to their husbands, by they don't want their husbands to lead. Right. And so they kind of try to clamp down on them and dictate, like, you're not doing that and whatever. But I think it goes both ways. supporting your husband's dreams,
Yeah.
speaking life over his dreams and into your husband, and husbands do the same thing
For their wives.
you know, like I talk about, you know, how I'm like blossoming, I say, under my husband's care, because he speaks life into my life, and so I can blossom, I can be who I am, crazy and all of that, you know, and he just loves this girl just the way I am. And it's the same thing with Tom, you know. He allows Alida to do the same thing, and you had talked about that earlier, how before the seasons when you were the one, you know, supporting and just being in the shadows and, you know, holding things down, and now there's a flip, and you're both comfortable in those roles.
In those roles, and I really feel like that's another way to exalt God's name. Do we exalt His name with our words? Do we exalt His name with our lives? You know, I feel like Tom and I exalt God's name with our marriage, with our partnership. You know, I think there are so many different ways to exalt the name of God.
So my aunt says, amazingly beautiful. Great job, Alida and company. I certainly want a copy of that CD.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you.
So now you did the song and you decided that you're going to run the marathon. You're not going to quit halfway. And so you decided to do a devotional.
Yes.
So tell me about the devotional, like what made you or what inspired you to even start to write stuff down and to say, okay, I'm going to turn this into a devotional.
Well, I had, like I said, everything I do comes out of my quiet time, and I was studying the different names of God, and I was writing all these notes down, and I had started blogging again, and my friend Mervyn was on my case about writing a book. And so God just really put all of that together, and it's like, you know, when I realized that there were 25 names of God in the song, I thought I could write a devotional for each one of those names. And as I was going through my quiet time, and it took a long time to write, it wasn't just something that I sat down and did. I spent several months, most of the year, I think, working on this. And getting it together, and you read an early version of it, different people read earlier versions of it, and so once it came out of my quiet time journal and went onto the page to become a part of the book, it wasn't just my personal thoughts and feelings anymore, it was the message that I felt like God was putting out there regarding each one of His names. You know, and everybody added something to it, so I'm really grateful to you, I'm grateful to Tracy Sangster, I'm grateful to my husband Tom, to my mother-in-law, different people that took time to read it, you know, for me. That really helped.
So, tell us when this book becomes available.
This book is actually available right now. That's why we were up all night long and spent most of yesterday. That's why I had my little meltdown. But you can actually go to alidasharp.com. And you can download, you can purchase and download the book from there. Okay. So right now,
so Alida Sharp.
Yes, alidasharp.com.
Okay, I have to write that down. Can I know that? All right.
Yeah, brand new website. That was part of a dream that I had, and so bringing that to fruition. And we just have it's just the beginnings of the site. It's still under construction, but you can go there right now and purchase the book.
All right. Yeah. So people, make sure you go and get that book, because if you're watching on Facebook, that means you know how to go and access the internet.
That's right.
So type in alidasharp.com, pull out your credit card or PayPal, and you can purchase a copy of her devotional. And I tell you, it is amazing. It's an amazing work, and like I told you, that it, you know, I felt that it came from a place of maturity. It came from a place of somebody walking with God for a while and experiencing Him in all these different ways, type thing. And it's not just like she said, she worked on it for a while. It's not something she slapped together and said, well, let me, you know, this would go good with my song or my CD. But it's something that, you know, like she said, she pulled out of her journals and put it out there. And I'm sure that was probably a little bit nerve-wracking for you to put your thoughts publicly out there.
Yeah. There is this feeling of, I don't know if it's a sense of I feel kind of ashamed, what are people going to think, and but honestly, having to let that go because it's God's message. I'm just the messenger. He's the message. It's His word. It's His name. It's all about Him. And as different people put their input into it, it really did. I really was able to let my hands off of it. But I felt like that this was the completion. Well, no, you called it a marathon, and I know there's one more piece coming because I do feel like maybe there's a Bible study, Exalt His Name or something like that. But the song, the video, the devotional book, I felt like different people react to God in different ways. So whether it's listening to a song or seeing it, played out, or reading it, studying the word, I think it helps for different people to use different ways to get God's message into them.
And God wants us to know Him.
Yes,
in all
intimately.
These different ways. He wants that. And so for some people, the only way they know God is maybe they think God as a punisher or a dictator, somebody, the big man. A lot of people refer to God as the big man up there. But then as you grow and as you you get to know Him as a father. You get to know Him as a comforter, a redeemer. All these different names you get to experience Him as, and so that is what God wants for all of us. And the more you get to know Him in these different ways, the more closer you become to Him. And you can share that with people, because sometimes people need to meet God as a comforter first.
Yes, exactly.
Or as a redeemer. Whatever it is that they are in need of, and that's why God is saying, I am here. Whatever you need, I can meet that need. So we did preach this night.
Exactly. And I think we need to take a break. I saw the signal a little bit ago. So let's take a break and we will come right back.
From the company who brought you Buendia freeze-dried coffee, Greece 100% pure Colombian coffee is made in Colombia, considered among the finest coffee regions around the world. Naturally freeze-dried, Greece 100% pure Colombian coffee is exposed to less heat than other coffee brands to preserve the flavor and aroma to make the perfectly convenient cup of coffee you deserve. Have a buenos dias with Grace.
Recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
Cold, flu, sinus. For whatever ails you, Benjamin's, the right relief.
Welcome back to Life Uncommon. We are live here in the studio at Plus TV. I'm excited because we've been talking about my projects this morning with Exalt His Name. And Andrea, you were talking before the break about knowing Him more intimately. And I was thinking about how, you and I have known each other like 5 years, I think. And over the course of that time, we have gotten to know each other better and better. So that's something that just because you've been a Christian for a long time doesn't mean you know God as deep as you're going to know Him, because over the course of time, you get more experiences, more time together. You go through more things with Him at your side. And so you get to know Him more intimately and more deeply. And as you embrace each of the names, like you said, you may get to know Him as a way maker or get to know Him as the sustainer in your life. Those different areas they really build the spiritual maturity.
Yes.
You know, so where you're not just drinking milk anymore, you're eating the meat of His Word.
Yeah. And so that is what comes out to me in this devotional, where it's not just milk, but it causes you to think and ponder on the different names and ask yourself, have you met God in that way? You know, do you know Him this way? So it is a really great devotional, and I want to encourage everybody to get a copy of it. Go to alidasharp.com and download a copy for yourself and tell your friends about it as well. Do you think that you'll do, I know you said you want, maybe there might be a Bible study, but do you think of maybe doing print at any point?
Yes, we are working towards a print version as well. If you see the ebook, the way it's laid out, it's designed to eventually become a print book as well, and we will have that available here in Belize.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Tell you, things are coming.
Things are coming. Things are coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so now, during the whole month, you've been doing a treasure hunt.
Yes.
And so for those of you that follow Alida on her Facebook page, you will know what she means when I said, you know, when we talk about the treasure hunt. And today they're going to choose a winner.
Yes, today the winner will be announced, because we were doing the clues and everything all up until yesterday was the last day. So all the entries are in already. And
I better have an entry then. Well, I was really trying to not like be very competitive, because I want to give other people a chance, but you know.
Yeah, so, and I'm real excited. I'm excited about some of the local businesses that came along to partner with me, like LG Jewelry and ID7 are part of it, and there's some also some things from MD that are going to be in the treasure box. So just real excited about it. Yeah. And we'll be announcing that on my Facebook page and on Roots and Honor Facebook page later on today.
Oh no, that's right. So watch out for that.
Watch out for that.
Go stalk the page.
Well, I did want to do a giveaway, because I know that not everybody can do the treasure thing, because it's already over. But I brought a If You Love a t-shirt with me today. And I also brought an EP. This one has If You Love on it and Deep is Calling. And for those people that like karaoke, there's a karaoke version of both of these songs on here. So you can also sing along with them if you want to. So if you want to win, what do you think the question should be for people to win?
Maybe like, maybe they should, oh Lord, I'm trying to think of what. I want to say maybe some of the names in your song.
That's good.
Names of God that you mentioned in your song. So 2, 3?
Yeah.
3?
3 is good. 3 names of God from the song. And I know the song's on YouTube, so that's been playing. The song's on my Facebook page, on the Roots and Honor page. So if you need to listen.
Cyrilla showed it.
Cyrilla showed it, that's right.
Yeah.
So there are just 3 names of God, if you can give us that. 1 winner for the t-shirt and 1 winner for the CD.
Yeah. So you can't give the same name for the first person. Yeah. All right. So the number is, well, that's a text number, but you can also call us with the names, and the number is right there on the screen, 802-0097-822-2031. And then if you want to comment on our Facebook page, so maybe we should give one on Facebook.
Yeah, we can do that on Facebook.
So somebody could comment and give the 3 names on our Facebook. The other person calls in, and you get yourself If You Love Her and karaoke version, right?
Yeah.
And so.
And this was the song that I did to speak out against intimate partner violence, because if you love her, you know beat her. And October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so I did want to highlight that a little bit as well. There's a video that goes along with this song, but I really feel like that's an important message.
Yeah.
And I personally, I feel as a Christian, as an artist, as a counselor, I feel a responsibility to always make sure that there's a message in the music that I put out there. And this message, if you love her, you know, Bita, was very important to me. And I really want that to sink in. You know, during September celebrations, I got a chance to participate in a children's rally at a local primary school, and I sang this song that day, and I'm telling you, it almost brought me to tears to hear all the boys in the crowd that were singing the song along with me, and they told me, you know, oh, my auntie has this on her phone, or my mom watches this, or whatever, you know, so that's exciting to know that this young generation is getting this new message into their ears.
That's powerful, and definitely another song that I recommend to share, you know, with other people because of the message that it speaks about is, you know, totally going against what people say, you know, and so that's why you chose that, because people say, you know, you're bitter because you love her type thing, and you're like, no, that's not how it is. And it is something that is affecting a lot of people, and not just older people, but teenagers as well are getting caught up in really violent relationships. All right. Well, it seems like nobody wants to call in today. Everybody to play shy, and then you'll hear, well, I really wanted to call, but so and so and so, and I want to hear no so and so later.
You can send a text. You can comment on Facebook if you're too shy or you don't have credit. Because I know that happens to me sometimes.
You go for send a credit, you go for send something or text, and then you get kind of like insufficient funds. So we hope though that you guys enjoyed, you know, the whole month that we've put together about, you know, launching forward, jumping into, you know, new things. And yes, it's going to be scary. You might not know how it will play out, how it will end up, but you'll never know if you don't jump, if you don't do what has been on your heart to do. So like I said, it doesn't mean that you have to do a book, you know, if you're not called to do a book. You're not doing a book just to say you're jumping into something new. But maybe it's taking up a new position. Maybe it's applying for that new position at your work, you know, hoping that you get that promotion. But, you know, things like that. Or maybe it's to step out and create a non-profit. Maybe it's to go volunteer somewhere. You know, there's lots of different ways of how people can jump. And I think everybody can identify that thing because it's something they think about a lot. That causes them to stay awake. And sometimes, you know, thinking, okay, I need to probably do something. And like what Bishop TD Jakes said too, he was talking about do not despise the day of small beginnings. And very, very key. At church on Sunday, Kerm was talking about how he started a business out with no money, you know, but he started it. And so TD Jakes was saying you can build a big thing in a small place. And so I want to encourage everybody to build that thing. It doesn't mean you have to wait, like you were talking about the Wright brothers that built their plane out of the bike shop, So there's lots of resources available, support, I'm sure, that is ready and waiting for you to kind of take that step forward.
I agree with that. And there's no better time than the present to get started, you know, and even if you get started by taking some time away quietly and just writing down all the things that come to your mind, you know, what is it that you do that makes you lose track of time? That's probably where your greatest joy is, which is where, you know, you said where your pleasure is, there's your purpose. So what is it that you find yourself getting caught up in? Maybe that's what you need to be going forward with, you know.
So we have a winner for our Facebook.
Oh, great.
One, Exalt His Name song, Yahweh. Almighty God and Counselor.
Yes. Awesome. That's exciting.
Oh, we have two Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Well, you have to tell me if it's correct, guys. Me no Yahweh Emmanuel Redeemer. Do you have it? I know Emmanuel is in there. Yahweh
Emmanuel is in there.
Do you have Redeemer in there?
No. I
Okay.
don't think so.
Well, you better go double
I know.
check that.
I have to sing the song to remember.
Sing the whole thing in your head. So, yes. They came
So one
in
more name.
simultaneously, yeah. You might want to send on money,
Yeah,
auntie.
send one more name.
I can't help you out, I remember. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I want to say thanks to those who are watching on Facebook. We appreciate you guys, and we will start off again next week. Who knows what we'll talk about next month, November. Lots of stuff happening in November.
More new projects, I know.
Yes, Alida.
I'm trying to be just a little bit pushy.
Yes. All right, everybody, go and check out Alida's new devotional book at alidasharp.com. We didn't talk about how people could get your song. Is it available online as well?
It's available on iTunes, on Amazon. You can listen to it on Deezer. I think that's one of the free sites you can listen. It's on YouTube. It's Spotify.
Okay.
So wherever.
So and even if they go on your page, they can find it on your page, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the lady have things. So you're fine. Please go and support her. Get those stuff. You won't regret it. And click the share button to the songs and stuff. I'm sure it will be a blessing to those who hear it. It was a blessing to me. So with that said, I'm gonna let Alida take over and do our thank yous, and then we'll come back.
Okay. I just want to say thank you to Grace Kennedy Belize for sponsoring the show. Thank you, Denmark and Cirillo, for your work. And thank you, Andrea, for interviewing me this morning. I appreciate that. It's always so hard, you know.
Because we know each other.
Because we know each other, yeah. And too, you know, this is another stepping out of my comfort zone, being willing to promote the things that I've done.
Yeah.
And I know it's not, like you said, it's not about me promoting my name. It's about exalting His name. So I'm the messenger, and I really hope people get into the message of exalting the name of God.
Amen, sister. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Every gift He's given you to live a life uncommon. You gotta know your worth, a diamond to be polished.